Welcome to our meditation time. I invite you just to settle in where you are. Just begin to move away from all the busyness, all the activity that was just happening seconds ago. And just notice as you've taken your spot or your place, wherever that is, that you've chosen to be there. And let that just signify that you're moving away from the noise and the chatter and the activity. And as you do that, maybe you close your eyes. Maybe you find a gaze that's just softened. Maybe you find a point that you want to look at. But whatever it is that works for you, do that. And now, just one more step as we move away from all that activity, let's turn our attention to our breath. So just take a slow, deep breath in. And gently let it go. And a slow, full breath in. And gently let it go. And just one more breath to settle. And as you exhale, really anchor into that seat where you've chosen to be. Today, our inspiration comes from the third chapter of the Yoga Sutras. We've journeyed through the Samadhi Pada, the first chapter about the beautiful goal of this practice, which is ultimate peace, bliss, Samadhi as we call it in Sanskrit. We went on to the second chapter, the Sadhana Pada, which is all about the how. How do we do it? How do we live our life in a way that is conscious and intentional and focused on this samadhi that we want to experience, this peace that we almost can't describe with words, this transcendence from all the noise and the chatter of life. And here we have arrived at the third chapter. In Sanskrit, we call it Vibhuti Pada. And many translations would say in English that it means the accomplishment chapter. But I often think when I read those translations that that's a little bit of a stumbling block for our Western minds. Because when you hear accomplishment, you think about mastering something. There's this target, and you're doing everything you can to meet it. There's an expectation, which means if you make it, you succeed, and if you don't, then you fail. And so I'd like to use a different word when we translate Vibhuti Pada. I'd like to use the word impact. The chapter on the impact. No matter how many times you have shown up and sat for meditation in whatever structure it has looked like for you, chances are you're hoping to find impact in your life. Not necessarily trying to accomplish something, but you do want to feel something different because of the effort and the attention that you're giving to this practice. And so as we begin to journey through this Vibhuti Pada, this third chapter of the Yoga Sutras, I want to sit today with our own understanding of what impact we truly desire. What drew you to that first time that you sat for meditation? What drew you in to become still? What about it made you want to seek and to know? What were you curious about? Oftentimes, people come to meditation from a crisis or from a really challenging phase in life. And they get to a point where they realize that the way that they're navigating life is just not working. They're repeating the same patterns, the same types of thoughts, the same ways of thinking. And maybe they served themselves for a while, But something about that moment when you're drawn to meditation the first time often is because what's worked in the past, or somewhat worked, is just not working anymore. Maybe you came to meditation the first time because you truly were seeking a deeper spiritual practice. You'd heard about this practice, you were curious enough, and you felt like it aligned with this spiritual path that you were on. It really doesn't matter the why. What matters is we showed up. And from that first time, we continued to show up. And chances are that some of those times, you felt the impact in those moments, as sure as you could feel the seat beneath you. You could feel impact just rippling through your physical being, across your heart, into your cells. And then chances are there are times that you have sat for meditation and you didn't feel those things. But you waited, and you persisted, and you showed up again, and again and again. There really is no formula to this. It's not about the number of minutes that we acquire, the number of days in a row that we do this, although we do know that consistency creates new habits and new ways of thinking. But that's not the why that really informs this practice. It really is about the impact. So I would encourage us each, just for these next few breaths of quiet, think about something in your life. Doesn't matter which year or what point in life it happened, but something in your life that really had a dramatic impact on you in a good way. Maybe it was a teacher or a relationship or an experience, or standing at one of those wonders of the world that you'd only dreamed about, and then there you were. Just think about what time in your life did you really feel the impact of something on you? And even if that thing did not have a physical attribute, like it didn't actually physically touch your body, just remember, could you physically feel it? Were there chills on your arm? Or was there just the beating in your heart that you could feel? Was there a smile on your face and you could just feel the cheeks just beginning to engage? Were there tears running down your face? That's impact. We've all had moments like that. We've had these experiences, no matter how long you've been on the earth, where you physically feel the impact of an experience. I remember the first time I stood in front of Stonehenge, this structure that I had just seen in magazines and on the internet. Never dreamed that I'd have a chance to stand before these great stones, this structure put together by people just like me so long ago. And I remember hearing how quiet it was. Hundreds of people walking around, standing, looking. But I could feel the quiet on my body, the deep reverence as we all stood, strangers, together. That's impact. So now let's think about our practice. What impact do you want to experience from this practice? Again, not an accomplishment, not a goal. What do you want to feel in your life, on your body, in your heart, through your breath, across your thoughts, that is because of the impact of meditation? I think we need to sit with that idea. Begin to manifest it. For one thing, it may inspire us to have more consistency in our practice, to show up more often for longer periods of time. But we have to know what it is. What is the impact that you so very much hope to feel and experience from this practice? Don't be afraid to say it, to think it, to wish it. And then don't be afraid to manifest it. To invest all of your energy in these moments that you sit, to realize the impact that you want to feel. And so we're going to try that for just these next couple of moments of quiet. Imagining the impact. Where do you want to feel it? What do you imagine it feeling like? What do you see? What do you hear? What do you feel physically, emotionally, energetically, spiritually? My meditation practice, it will be different than yours. And yours will be different from the person beside you. But each of us, according to Patanjali, in that chapter 3 of the sutras, each of us will experience impact. What will yours be? So let's just pause, see it, so we can manifest it. As you continue to breathe, see that impact as if you have opened your eyes and it is right before you. Imprint that image, that sensation, that feeling. Imprint it on your heart, on your thoughts. Let it rest in your spirit. Let it be something that keeps you tethered to this practice. This impact that we so much want in our lives, that we so very much want in our worlds. It starts with the sitting. It starts believing that there can be impact. And then giving all of our energy toward that very thing. So as you go through your days and the days to come, hold that image close. Hold that sensation right in the center of your heart. And when other things in life try to create impact in your life, if they add to that sensation, then by all means, let them add. But if they distract from it, let them go. So that this impact of our practice doesn't become just something that we sit with for a few moments, but it really informs how we live. What will your impact, your vibhuti? What will it be? Namaste.